This e-learning module is about the elements of the game of lawn bowls. Today we're going to examine 8 elements of the game of lawn bowls. The first is the green, on which games are played, the individual rink, on which your game might be played, the players, the mat, from which bowls need to be bowled, the jack, which is the object of the game, the bowls, the shot bowl, and the bias of the bowl. The first thing you notice when you look at a lawn bowls green is what it's made from. Is it grass or synthetic? You'll see the edges marked with flags to show wind direction. It will be divided into several rings which are numbered consecutively, each having boundary pegs, rounds. It will have a ditch around its edge that forms its outer boundary. Bowls pushed out of the game may roll into the ditch. Behind the ditch will be a bank where bowls are placed that go out of bounds. In Australia, the minimum jack length is 21 metres. This distance is marked on the bank at the side of the green. There will be 2 marks that show 21 metres from each tee. A bowl that's been delivered on a rink and which comes into contact with the jack is known as a toucher. Touchers are marked with chalk so that if they're knocked by another bowl into the ditch, all the players know that that bowl is still live. Depending on the competition's conditions of play, the number of ends played may vary. Pairs and fours usually are 21 ends and triples is 18 ends. Often though, games may be sets of 9 ends, 15 ends and as many as 35 ends. Singles games are played to a total score, usually 25. Each end of the rink is marked with a tee, which is 2 metres from the ditch. If, during play, the jack goes outside the boundaries of the rink, it is often re-spotted on the tee. People generally consider lawn bowls to be an old person's sport. To an extent that's true, with just under 80% of players being over 65. It's a sport that people tend to take up when they're less able to play other, more physically demanding sports. The top players tend to be younger, in their 20s and 30s. Around 70% of bowlers are male and 30% female. Bowls is considered a safe activity for older women. Some play for the competition, some for the social connections and team camaraderie. Many play to promote physical and mental health. Though in Australia, most bowlers were born here, bowlers come from all over the world. There are lots of different ways to play bowls. Some people play in formal competitions. Some only play social bowls. Others do both. Generally when people play social bowls they play pairs or sometimes triples. Singles and fours are usually only played in competitions. Pairs and triples are also played in comps. Comps and social bowls can be men's, women's or mixed games. When delivering a bowl, part of one foot or wheelchair wheel must be on the mat. The mat is placed by the lead at the discretion of the skip. The front of the mat is called the mat line. The mat line must be placed at least 2 metres from the rear ditch and, in Australia, at least 23 metres from the front ditch. Often mats will have holes in them to help the bowlers aim. Standing at different points on the mat can alter the line that your bowl takes after it's delivered. The jack is sometimes called the kitty. The kitty must be rolled by the lead at least 21 metres from the mat line. Once it's come to a stop, the skip will place it on the centre line of the ring at the same length as its finishing position. Always make sure when you bowl your bowl that the small icon is facing the centre line, otherwise it will be a wrong bias. Often in a social game, if you do a wrong bias, you need to put some money into a tin. This is a cause of great amusement to social bowlers. The aim of an end is to get one or more of your bowls closer to the jack than your opponent's bowls. The bowl that's closest to the jack is called the shot. At any time in the game, a person on the mat might ask, "Which is shot bowl?" asking which bowl is closest to the jack. Players will try to beat that bowl, or may try to knock it out of position, or move the jack away from that bowl. If a team has 2 bowls closer to the jack than its opposition, it has 2 shots. If it has 3 bowls closer than the opposition, it has 3 shots, and so on. If all your team's bowls are closer to the jack than the opposition's bowls, it's called a full count. During a competition, if a player or team gets a full count, the club will sometimes award them a full count badge. The winner of the game is the player or team that has the most shots recorded, although sometimes, rarely, games are decided by the number of innings won.
Oh, is that what about to stake, you reckon?
A couple more pounds of lead than that.
Oh!